Hey everybody, it's Aquila and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast, episode 119. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to any new viewers, returning viewers. I really appreciate the comments. I've seen comments coming in already about your favorite vacation places, and that's been really exciting. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a podcast about knitting, crocheting, whatever I'm crafting. I own a circular sock machine, and yeah, I have other knitting tools that I just haven't used recently, but sometimes they pop up in these videos. I put together videos all throughout the week, kind of vlog style, and then I post them. I meld them together. Then I post them on Saturday, and yeah, so I feel like this, I've went through a few different formats. I've been doing this almost, I guess, 3 or 4 years. I don't even know. And this is just works really well for me. So thank you. You can find me at all the links down below. Yeah. So you can find me in the places. Oy, it's been a day already. It's Monday, June 7th. Yesterday, if you watched my last podcast, you saw that I was ready to work on the border of my Vertices Unite. I did do the striping. I love it. It took forever. I had picked up and knit, because you have to pick up and knit all the stitches first around the whole perimeter. This isn't really giving away anything. And then you do the I-cord bind off. That took me, it took me all day yesterday. I think I finished at like 4 o'clock and I started at like 7. Granted, I have a husband and a 5-year-old. We're doing stuff around the house. We're cooking food. We're out in the pool. Well, she's out in the pool. It was 95 degrees yesterday here. Oh, we're in Baltimore, Maryland, just in case you didn't know that. And it was very hot. And I'm out there with this yarn in my lap, sweating. It was bad. And then, of course, she wanted to paint rocks yesterday morning. Rocks, seashells, whatever she collects, we like that artistic freedom to do the things. So I want to block this, but I wanted to show you guys pre-blocked what it looked like. Yeah, so I haven't woven any ends because I always do that after I block. I know some people that do it before and then they leave the long tail still. They don't like snip it yet. So really it's your preference. And I think it depends on the project probably too. So I just leave mine. I do like a slip knot, and then if they're like long ends, I do a slip knot to make them shorter, kind of like this. Here, I'll show you an example. This is a longer end, and I just put like a little slip knot in it. And block it, and then I will pull those slip knots out, and then I'll weave in everything. That's just, I don't know. I read somewhere, I think, at some point, to block it first and weave in after, and I've just always followed that. So, ready? I'll talk about all my colors after it's blocked and it's a final product. John put this on yesterday, and he called it like, I don't know, some weird name, and people were all commenting. John's my husband, by the way. He's a little goofy. I mean, we're all a little goofy. But I did the 2-color border, and it gives that, every time I've seen it, so I talked about Lisa doing it, and it gives me that Beetlejuice sandworms vibe because it's striped. And I know there's lots of things that are striped, but I don't know why this gives me that vibe, but it does. So we're just gonna go with that. So I ended up using colors C and D for my border. It looks really good along, like, now this is where C and D were, and that's where it's, so it looks cool against that too. And then along this whole long side here, and then along the side where it is one of the colors, is the solid color, and now I'm kind of back to the other side again. Looks crazy against this because it doesn't, I don't know, this was my odd color. I mean, I love it, but it was my odd color in the shawl, so I'm gonna block this today because it's again hot. They're calling for thunderstorms, I think the next 3 days, but it's like random. So if I can tell that it's coming, I'll be able to run out and grab it. Because we have a camper, pop-up camper, and it gets really good sun where it sits, and it's a nice flat surface. So what I do is I put all my objects on my blocking boards, and then I put my blocking boards out on the camper. I used to just throw it in the driveway, but now I put it there. I don't know. I feel like it has less risk of like birds pooping on it. Not that they care where they're pooping. I don't know. Okay, now I'm just rambling. Let's end this shit show. Pun. It was punny. Get it? Because I was talking about birds pooping. All right, I gotta stop myself. Okay, everybody. It is June 10th and it's Thursday. This will probably be the long clip of the week. Usually the first one's the long one. This is gonna be the long one. Elephant in the room. Where did that statement come from? Does anybody know? That's something I might Google later. You know, those random things you Google. Lots of Googling. Vertices unite. I made a reel for this. I've been making reels for my Instagram. I made some reels on vacation and they went on my personal Instagram, and then now I've been making some for Lefty Knitter, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you don't know what reels are, they're on Instagram. They're kind of like TikToks. I've never had a TikTok account, so I'm very new to all of this. And you record little clips or you do different things. It just depends. And you post them. So to find reels, it kind of looks like a snappy movie take thingy, whatever those are called. Google again. That's where you would go and you can click it and you can watch the reels. The reels are in not landscape mode. Portrait mode. They're in portrait mode. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun making those, and I tried posting one this morning about my Vertices Unite, and like the video was all black, and I was like, no! But I figured it out and I got it up there. So you may have already seen a little bit of it from that if you follow me on Instagram. I've had a lot of new followers, and I think it's because of the reels, because they get, if you use the popular music, they get a lot of views. So all right, I'm going to go through my colors real quick. So this is Vertices Unite. Everybody was making it and it inspired me. And then Fiber Hustle guys are now doing a knit along. So if you want to make this and you want to join a knit along and you want to enter it for prizes, please go over and do that on their page, because yeah, they're doing a whole knit along for it. I think it's awesome. I enjoy the Stephen West patterns because they make you think, they're put together creatively. Some of them, though, use a lot of yarn, and I completely understand where that like throws people off. I am going to make another Clockwork, though. I really love my Clockwork. Maybe, I don't have it right now, so maybe in the next clip I'll have the Clockwork to show you. That is one of his earlier patterns. It uses only 2 skeins of fingering weight. Now you could do it in any weight yarn. You would just adjust your gauge and make sure you have enough yarn. It's very geometrical, like a lot of his stuff still is, but this was only 2 colors, and it's a little better on the price point for people. And the way it's shaped, it is a crescent. I just think the way it's shaped, it just lays really beautifully. And it's probably my most worn shawl out of all of them. But all right, so Vertices Unite, I finally made it. Let's go through all the colors again. Ready? A was Casual Fashion Queen. So this is A, and A and B. You stripe A and B in the first section. And that was Casual Fashion Queen, and I used A was called Yarn Barf, and B was called Howl's Bathroom. I don't have much left of the second color. I should have had these out and ready. I apologize. I had the labels, didn't have the yarns. Okay, this was A, This was B. This was this section here. Now, some of these you use more than once. The third color was Nitpicks, and this was a purple Stroll tonal, and it was Pansy tonal. I went through all these colors when I first cast this on, but I don't remember which video that is. D is Nitty in Color. That's this one, and it was called Drunken Unicorn. And then E was Oink Pigments. That's this one. Here's the label. And this was Geode Road. Now, I made one modification. Let me take it off. Crazy hair, don't care. All right. You have A, which you stripe, or section 1, which you stripe. Section 2, you stripe C and D. Section 3 is only E. This is the only time you use E, and you use almost all of it, but I used almost all of B, so I'm not quite sure if that's how much you were supposed to use. So E, and then, oh boy, I believe it was this one. Section 4, section 5, this is striping A and C. Instead of A and B, it's A and C, I believe. And then this is only B. And I love that. Now for the border, you're supposed to use color C. No, lying. Color D, which was my knitting color, which I liked. But then I was like, oh, I really like the dark color. And then Lisa did the striped I-cord border, and there's a video for that, and I stole the idea and also did a striped I-cord border. And it looks really great. Like, I love it on this section. I mean, I love it on all the sections. So there's my Vertices Unite. I love this thing. It blocked out, like, so my hands are here. There's that much more. And I'm 5'6". It's very large. I love it. Yay! I'm not going to put it back on, I should say. It is very warm. We've been having crazy hot, muggy weather with like the heat, lightning, and thunderstorm type stuff happening. It's been crazy pants. So, I ordered Naughty Knitting Sacks. I ordered a bag. So when I saw this pattern for this fabric, I loved it. I was like, that's that. I've been waiting. I've been stalking. I've been watching. Some of the inside fabrics, because they're naughty, not all her bags are naughty. Just know that. And there's lots of coupon codes if you go to different podcasts. I know, I believe Needles at the Ready has a coupon code. A bunch of people have coupon codes. So you just go search it out. You can get a coupon code. And you probably already watch a podcast that has one. So some of the inside fabrics, though, I'm like, do I really want vaginas? Do I want fornicating skeletons? No, I didn't want, I didn't love those fabrics. Not that I didn't, I mean, I liked them, but when I was picking my bag, I didn't want those. So she posted this fabric and I was like, oh God, I gotta go look. I'm going to look right now. And I was like, what's the inside fabric? What's the inside fabric? Guys, I got myself a bag of dicks. All right, so Naughty Knitting Sacks. This fabric, I fell in love. And the little needles case, so I'm assuming like the fabric goes like this. So in some of the bags you might not get all the colors, but awesome. Okay, so first off, the big one had, I don't remember what size this is, I'm sorry. Has just the black and white ones. Peni. I put that in my post. I didn't say dicks. I put bag of peni because I didn't know if I was gonna get like banned on Instagram. The little one has rainbow peni. Okay, so these are just awesome. They're made really well. Thank you so much. And I'm really, really happy with that I waited and got fabric that I really, really loved. Sometimes, you know, you have to wait for makers to make certain things. So, you know, patience, right? Patience to get what you want. And that's what happened. So, Naughty Knitting Sacks. Check that out. John and I have been prepping yarn that he dyed over the last couple weeks because we have not posted anything in a while on our Etsy shop, which is Knitty Bow Fiber Co. And yeah, so I think we have over 30 skeins to post. There won't be, I'll try to remember. Okay. Some of them don't have names because he never named them. This is going to be a sock set. This was one Hazel helped dye, and it's Party Blast, and this is the fingering, and it's 75-25, and you get the 20 gram mini. This will be a little more. They're normally 25. We're going to do 30 on these, just so you know. This was Death Letter. This is the one he dyed when he was listening to all the White Stripes albums. This is also 75-25 fingering. This one, so those were dyed the same week. These are dyed the next week. I don't remember what weeks they were. This one is called In Bloom. He was gonna name it something like Spring Bouquet, and I was like, oh, you should call it In Bloom. And then I was like, no, you should call it Sell Your Kids for Food, because that's the like first lyric in their Nirvana song, In Bloom, which if you've never heard that song, there's also a great cover. I think it's Tyler Childers did the cover for that, so you should check that out. So this is In Bloom. This is also on the fingering, 75-25. 4 of these, that's what's available. I think 5 of these are available. I think there's only going to be 2 of these. This is the Brood-X colorway that we did. He did. This is also on the fingering, 75-25. All of these actually are until we get to the last 2. These 2 don't have names. He dyed both of these in 1 week. This was the colors he did at the beach. So I think they're really super beautiful. And then the last 2 are the ones he just did and used that new zebra yarn that he got. Now this is, it's from Wool to Die For, Sheila's Gold Zebra, 80 superwash merino, 20 nylon, 437 yards. To me, it's a light fingering. And he did not name this one either. He said something about they aren't portobellos, but I don't know if that's what he's going with. So these will hopefully be up within the next, well, if I post this Saturday, they might already be up. So, sorry. And then this was the one that was inspired by Andy's husband, Bobby, and he has Hearing Colors Dye Works. If you're not following him, I ordered a skein of his yarn, and this one is the Alpaca Gold, 60% merino, 20% alpaca, and 20% nylon. And this is the one that John did all the speckling, and then he dip dyed half the skein. So you can kind of tell that because half of it is the gray, and then half of it is, so you'll get micro striping with this. So there you go, if you used it for socks. I mean, it has nylon in it, so you definitely could. This is a fingering weight also, which I think is, see, these are all the Stroll Bear. I think they're comparable. I just think this one is a lighter fingering weight, if you ask me. So, yeah, we've been getting all these ready. Whoops! So I'm sorry if you miss out because I didn't post this video in time, but I will be posting when the shop date up happens on my Instagram. So you should definitely always check out John and I's Instagram for when we're gonna do updates on any yarn that he has dyed and that we're putting in the shop. And remember, if you want it cranked, the only one I mean, I guess I could crank the alpaca. I know I can crank all the others. So if you want it cranked, remember there's the listing to get the Knitty Bow Fiberco yarn cranked at a discounted price. That one is just though for tubes. It's not for any of the extra ribbing and whatnot. So I think people, if they're getting the extras, they've just been purchasing the normal cranking service for the extra service. That is what we've been doing. Only if you're getting the regular tubes, because it really is a lot of work putting the ribber on and doing like all that. I have an order now that is quite large, and it's been taking me some time to get through, which I've already messaged my customer and been like, I'm sorry, because I feel like being silent is not the answer. Keeping the person updated at least makes them know that you're thinking about it and you're working on it and you're being proactive. So that's my opinion. We had a big talk about this, my husband and I, not too long ago, because in his business, it was a whole big whatever, because people were not contacting the customer. And then the customer's like, well, if you would have just told me what was happening instead of ignoring me, this could have went a whole different route. So just, customer service, right? Right. Okay. I have gotten more subscribers, so thank you to anyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of June, so if you can share and tell people about my video, that would be amazing. My channel. If not, it's okay. 'Tis life. Okay, guys, I'm jumping in here real quick. You might be a new knitter. You might not know a lot of things to fix your knitting. My cat snagged this. So the first thing you can do is try to stretch it out, right? You can pull and stretch and whatnot. So I've pulled and stretched. It's not going any further than that. Now what you need to do is you need to find where this yarn is going, and you need to easily tug on it to tighten up this loop a little, but not pull it so tight that you are pulling the other sides tighter from what you're trying to accomplish here. So you're just trying to tighten up. So now I've tightened that side up a little. I'm going to pull this side and tighten that side up a little, and you're just going to keep going until it kind of evens itself out. Now you can re-block this after you've done this, and if you still aren't satisfied with how tight these are, you can keep going in and keep pulling until you are satisfied with, see how it pulled that one tighter? But you can go and you can just keep going, and each loop will eventually have less yarn as you're pulling on it. Then you can kind of do that again, give it a tug in all the directions, and it looks much better than what it did. It's right here. I would probably still go back in and tighten them up a little more. That's just me, because it was still a little off. Not so much that I think anybody would notice if I was wearing it bandana style like I do, but you just keep going across. There might be a better way. I've never actually researched this. This is just from me fixing these kinds of things. All right, well, you can still see it was right there, but it's still much better than what it was. So, and laying flat, you really can't tell where it was. So, there you go. I hope that helps maybe some people that get snags and they freak out. I mean, I guess you can also get snags where it actually tears. I've never had to fix one of those, but I've seen people attach similar colored yarn or the same yarn if they have it with like a magic knot. Now it depends on the fabric you have, but they attached it with a magic knot. They attached a length between the two ends that had got broken. They pulled them real tight, attached the yarn, and then redid what I just did almost by pulling the loops and pulling it back in to make the flat fabric. So I don't know. I hope that might help somebody, you know, fix a snag. It happens. It gets, you know, you can snag things on, you can snag knitwear on so many items, which is why I am so freaked out when I see people with knitted dresses or skirts, because you're sitting on your bum. Unless you're standing the whole time, I feel like you're going to snag that somehow. So, all right, there we go. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning for me. It is June 12th, and it's Saturday, and I'm rounding up this video. I got up normal time, and yeah, got a shower. Now I'm having coffee, and my hair's still wet, but you guys have probably seen me worse than this. So, and my Q mug, it was so funny. I was talking with Theresa of Pretty Twisted Yarn. She was testing IG Live because she's never done that before. And she called me Quill, and she was like, is it okay to call you Quill? And I was like, well, that is definitely one of my approved nicknames, because Aquila has always been a harder name for some people. And, you know, nicknames are acceptable. I mean, I know in this day and age, a lot of people are like, this is my given name and you better learn how to say it, etc. And I am of the feeling that I will learn somebody's given name, and if that person then tells me it's okay to use a nickname, then I may possibly use it. We just got a new coworker, and she told us that we could call her a certain nickname. I'm not going to say her name because it is very unique, and I'm still going to call her by her given name until I get to know her better. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I need to know somebody a little better before I start calling them by a nickname. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind other people calling me by a nickname if I don't know them like super well, but I don't have that mindset, so whatever. I don't know. Strange. Okay, yeah, so Quill is an acceptable nickname, so if you guys ever want to use that, by all means. There's only one nickname that one friend has, and that's the only person that can use it, so, and I'm not even gonna say it. It has my name in it, but just not. All right, coffee. I have no more finished objects. I have no progress that I'm going to show you right now. I have worked on cat bells. I will be showing you that in the next episode. I'm hoping to have that done before next weekend, because the recipient is actually going to be here and I could give it to them. So I want to try to finish that. I haven't shown it, I think, in a couple weeks. So yeah, it was not in timeout. I just was working on other things. Vertices Unite took me by storm, and I loved every minute of it. I told you guys about the other Stephen West shawl. I think this is actually the only other Stephen West shawl that I've made. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure, but I think it is. I've not made a lot of his newer, bigger shawls. I've seen them. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. I am a newbie when it comes to brioche, so anything that has brioche in it, I'm just like, eee! And I know that's something I should really try again. I just haven't had, the inkling to want to do it. So Clockwork was the shawl, and you just saw the previous clip of me showing you about the snagged stitch, and that is actually on my Clockwork. So Clockwork was one of his earlier, Stephen West's earlier pattern releases. It uses two colors, so it's using less yarn than some of the shawls he's putting out now. A lot of the shawls he's putting out now are like 1,000 yards. I know Vertices calls for 5 colors, and that was one of my like put-offs about doing it, because I was like, oh, I gotta break into 5 new skeins, but technically you don't have to break into 5 skeins of yarn. You can use scraps for that. You don't have to follow the color recommendation from that. Like Lisa, I know I've mentioned her a lot, but she used all Felici scraps, and that shawl is just amazing. It looks so good, and you all could easily do the same kind of thing and modify it and use whatever yarn you have that's like scrap. Like you have a half a skein here, a quarter skein there, you can make it work. And so my biggest thing was, I'm breaking into 5 skeins. On average, they're $20 to $25. This is a $100 shawl. Now, technically, if you're using your scraps, it's still a $100 shawl, you know? But you feel like you're not breaking into that new skein. Like, that was just my biggest thing in my head. And I've accumulated a stash now that needs to be used. So it was, I felt I had leveled up that I could bust into 5 new skeins, and I've gotten better at using my scraps, so I didn't feel so guilty about doing that, because I know I'm going to use those scraps in something else. Whether it's in my scrappy blanket, like the one little nugget is tiny. I have my sock machine, which I've been having fun doing stripes of color just at the top of the leg of socks. So I've been putting bigger scraps in a separate place for using it on my sock machine, so I'll be able to use it there too. So, all right, back to Clockwork. He calls for 2 colors, and I know I didn't use all of it, both of the skeins, because I think it only ends up being 500 and some yards total. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen, how many yards it calls for. I think this is only made in 1 size, and it uses slipped stitches, and it's all garter. So again, super simple, and I am definitely going to make another one of these. So it's not very deep. So, I mean, I like shawls that are deeper, like taller this way, but I don't feel like this one is tiny in any means. So you get these geometric shapes, which technically in the end you do have a crescent, right? So it is like a crescent. Now there's my arm span, and I have stretched it all the way out with that little bit hanging over. So it's not tiny by any means, if you ask me. But it just has this geometric shape to it that I really love. And honestly, I feel that it fits really well on the body. So let's put this on. This is, like I said, probably my most worn shawl that I've ever made. And then you can tuck it, and then you can fluff that. And I just think it fits so well. I love it. I think you can really, and these colors, and I know that's another reason probably I wear it so much more, is because of these colors. I didn't look up what they were. So mine's really subtle in the color choices that I made, but it goes really well casually with jeans, and I can wear it with like work clothes, like business casual work clothes, because we can't wear jeans in the office when we are back in the office. And I swear this is probably the one I grabbed the most. It just matched everything. I guess maybe I own a lot of blue. I don't know, but yeah. So I am definitely contemplating on casting on another one of these. And again, you can easily modify and have one color for like the border and all the slip stitches. You could do the bottom section in one color if you don't have enough yarn, and the top section in another color. That way you're using scraps that you have again. I wouldn't know the yardage that you would need for that, but I guess if it was color A and color B, you would need, if it's color B is probably the one that's not the border. Take the color B yardage amount and divide it roughly in half, because I feel like the bottom section's probably going to need more than the top though. So I love this so much. I'm definitely going to be making another one of these, only because it fits really well, and I think aesthetically it's just really beautiful. And it's not, some of the bigger ones, the schlankety ones like Vertices, because it is so much yarn, it's warmer, and I feel like this I can wear in all the seasons versus the Vertices where I'd probably only wear it where it was on cooler days, cold days. Just my opinion. All right, I'm gonna jump off here. What else has been happening? Hazel had her kindergarten graduation. That's a whole long I'm gonna cry story. Because of COVID, we couldn't get the pre-testing. And because we couldn't get the pre-testing, she couldn't be in. Her birthday is 6 days late of the cutoff. So we were getting her pre-tested. We were attempting to get her pre-tested. Didn't get her pre-tested. Because we didn't get her pre-tested, we just kept her where she was. But where she was, they put her in the accredited kindergarten program that was approved by the county here. So all of her friends that actually really did graduate, and they signed paperwork with the county to have the teachers at where she was. Needless to say, because our local school in the county did not contact us, even though they were supposed to, about getting tested, she will be doing kindergarten again. I'm okay with it. I've had to be okay with it because there's no other choice. I worry that she will get bored. And I hope that where she'll go for kindergarten, if they realize maybe she's ahead of some of her peers, which I don't know if she will be, I'm just assuming, that they will work with her to stimulate her and give her maybe extra stuff. Yeah. They do not make it easy to do all the paperwork either to get your kid enrolled in public school. I gotta log back into the portal and finish. So we had that. And then we've been watching Letterkenny still because we're addicted. And other than that, I've been watching the show Special, which season 2 just came out. And I think I either already finished season 2 or they're only putting out so many episodes. And I'm not sure because I finished what they had put out. And it's a writer who has cerebral palsy. I guess he's kind of like a comedian writer type deal. And he wrote a show about, I don't remember his name, I apologize. He wrote a show about himself dealing with cerebral palsy in his life and being gay. So, it is very good. I think it's emotional. It hits all the right stimuli there, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest that you do, because it talks about race and gender and everything else, and not in a in your face. I can't explain. I don't know. It's just done really well, and I've been watching that. I'm still watching Arrested Development, which every time I put that on, I end up falling asleep because I think I put it on last because I want to watch all the other shows first. I don't know. And then Lego Masters came back, so we started watching that, and Hazel is actually watching that with us too. All right, I have talked a lot and I'm sorry because there wasn't really much knitting in this section. I hope you're all well. Thank you. We are at like 880 something subscribers, so it's a third of the way through the month. I have 2/3 of the month to go to try to keep promoting myself and getting to that 1,000 subscriber on YouTube. I think John's gonna help do that in his next video, and I think he actually purchased something for like a prize. So, oh, I have to draw a winner. Hold on. Sorry guys, I can't believe I almost forgot that. So, I had asked people to put their favorite vacation spot in the comments last week, and you could win a pattern, the Conversation Hearts Cowl pattern that I designed. And if you already had it, then you could gift it to 2 friends on Ravelry, or we'll figure out email if they don't have Ravelry. So I'm going to use, I already put the URL into the picker, comment picker. All right, I'm not sure how well this will show on screen. I said to filter duplicates because, you know, why not? Because I commented back, so I don't want it picking me. So hopefully it does not. And you can then get the YouTube comments from the video, which is what I'm doing now. And it says amount of unique comments is 26. So hopefully that did exclude mine. And then we're going to click this button here. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see that because it's too much. Start. Christy Amber King, you talked about not a surf, but that's okay. So Christy, if you haven't already gotten my, that's right, because I was singing that song. Oh goodness. Okay, so let me know. I don't know if you had got it or not, so let me know if you haven't. Make sure you give me your Rav name and give me a friend's Rav name, and I will gift you that pattern. And if you did already get it, then give me 2 of your friends on Ravelry's names, and I'll get that pattern out to you. So thank you all for commenting. I did actually, when I was logging in, it said I was like 890 some subscribers, so I'm getting there. Y'all, I'm getting there. So let's do another fun talky comment thing and post about what's your most favorite object that you've ever made. I can't say that shawl is my favorite object I've ever made, but it's definitely my most worn. So if it's not your favorite, talk about what's your most worn object. I mean, I can imagine a lot of people are going to say socks or maybe even hats, but I'm excited to tell us who the designer is, and if there is no designer and you made it up, just talk about that, and obviously the name of the pattern if there is one. Duh. All right, I'm gonna go now. It's been quite a morning already. Yay. All right, thank you guys again for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things, and comment, and I just appreciate you all so much. Yeah, and until the next video, bye.